I'm hoping Las Vegas is a good race for them because I'm planning on staying for the Formula One race. For me, I'm not in the contention for the championship anymore, so I think that's actually a good thing because it means that I can kind of just go and take more risks and, you know, make it a good last weekend. You know, I'll be rooting for Max and Red Bull all the way till the end.
Well, we're still here in the pit lane in Valencia for the Formula E Season 12 test, and we have the women's test coming up tomorrow, and I'm joined by F1 Academy legend, I've been told by your team, Chloe Chambers. You've been very quick in the sim, I'm told, but how easily does that translate into the actual car out there on track?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Formula E sim is probably one of the most accurate sims I've ever driven. I think the development that they do on the sim is really, really nice. So at least, I mean, it was difficult to tell last year because, of course, the test got moved last minute. But I think I feel pretty confident heading into tomorrow. So, I mean, we'll see.
When you approach a test, obviously, the team wants certain things from you and, you know, they'll be wanting to get certain data. But from your perspective, when you finish the day, how do you want to feel about your performance? Is it a case of finishing high up the leaderboard, or is it more that you've achieved the goals you've been set?
For me, it's not so much about where I am in terms of the standings. I think for me, it's just how the team's feedback is to me about how I've done. I mean, you know, for me, it's about just helping the team run through whatever test items they need to run through. I'm just here for the team, and whatever they say I've done is I think what I can take with me for my own grade of my performance.
I'm getting big team player vibes here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not really like a test of just going quick. I think, you know, the Formula E season is about to start, so the teams are working really hard to be ready for the first round in Sao Paulo, and you know, I'm just here to get experience. I've driven very different cars to this, so you know, I think for me, it's just about being as close to the full-time drivers as I can be in terms of technique, and then being able to translate that into my feedback back to the team on all of the test items that we've been doing.
We'll get back to this video in just a second, but first I want to talk to you about this. This is the Nextbase Pico, and this will keep you and other people safe on the roads this festive period. It's a connected compact dash cam which will record every single journey you make in high definition, and they've got a cheeky little offer going on at the moment, which I think you will like. Now, we know what people are like on the roads. We've all been driving to see friends and family and got cut up by someone, and maybe you're going to a racetrack and you're going to go and watch the professionals do it, and there's probably a lot of professionals not out there on the motorways of the UK. Well, look, this will record everything in high definition, sharp detail. There is a 1K and a 2K version, so whatever happens, it means you've got evidence for whatever goes on the roads. It's not just about the footage though. The Pico's packed with smart safety features that every driver needs, and of course it's from the UK's leading dashcam brand, which was recently crowned Trusted Review's best dashcam of 2025. It's super compact, even I can install it and you won't even notice it on your windscreen. Now pair it with the Nextbase app, set it up, control it from there. It couldn't be simpler for you. There's even a smart parking feature that keeps an eye on your car while you're away, automatically recording if it detects any movement or impact. And trust me, my car just got hit by something in the wind and I'm livid because I didn't have a dash cam installed. Now, if the worst does happen, the emergency SOS system can alert emergency services and share your exact location to help you get help faster. And with Witness Mode Lite, you can quickly alert a friend or family member if you feel unsafe on the road, which is definitely something I reckon parents should be thinking about. And with prices starting at under £100, it's pretty obvious that this would make a fantastic stocking filler this festive period. And actually, you can save yourself 40 quid because between the 6th of November and the 3rd of December, you will get that amount off, making this £59 for the 1K version, which means you could probably put that 40 quid towards going and watching some UK racing. Loads of winter racing going on, which I'm sure you'll have a great time at. You could also treat your family to a meal, but let's face it, just look after yourself. So protect your journeys with confidence this festive season. Visit the Nextbase website for more information, and also pop into Halfords, Argos, Currys and other retailers today. Stay safe, stay connected and enjoy the road ahead. When you talk about the full-time drivers, Adam Mortara and Nick De Vries are two drivers who have done an incredible amount in their careers, and I know you've driven some sports cars as well, so you'll appreciate kind of what Edo's done. And then obviously, you know, Nick is a Formula E world champion. He was in Formula One from the single-seater side of things, so you couldn't really have two better people to be working with.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I know Nick has been very excited and ready to, you know, help me where I need it. I I think that's really nice to see, just the support that I've been receiving so far from the team, from Nick. Yeah, I mean, it's just good to be able to learn from two of the best.
As part of the Red Bull Young Driver program, obviously, you've been doing F1 Academy and you've got a pretty big weekend coming up to end the season because it's the first time Formula One Academy will be going to Las Vegas, which is super cool. I mean, it's a track I'd love to go to. You must be, I know obviously you're focusing on this right now, but when it comes to that, I mean, there's not a better way to end the season and end your time in F1 Academy.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the last race in Las Vegas. It's been a race that I've been looking forward to for the whole year. It'll be an interesting one with the way that the track layout is, but I think it'll be an exciting race. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not in the contention for the championship anymore, so I think that's actually a good thing because it means that I can kind of just go and take more risks and, make it a good last weekend.
And obviously being able to have your last weekend in your home country, I mean, you're American Chinese, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm more American.
Yeah, because
just born in China.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, you live near Chicago, as you told me before this interview. So to be able to end things in America is pretty cool. Obviously, that's where Max Verstappen won his title last year in Las Vegas. So it's a magical time for the team. It's obviously good for the Red Bull family. What do you make of his chances this year? Because as we speak, he's 36 points away from Lando Norris.
Yes.
And I mean, it's Max Verstappen, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very impressive, his run since the summer break. I think I'm hoping Las Vegas is a good race for them because I'm planning on staying for the Formula One race. So I'm hoping it's a good race for me to watch. But yeah, I mean, I'll be rooting for Max and Red Bull all the way till the end.
Have you had much time with Max? I know that obviously there was been photo shoots and we've seen on some of the TV coverage that obviously Red Bull are very good at integrating everyone together. Has he actually sat down with you, given you any advice or had any interaction with you that's been hugely impactful on what you do?
We've had few interactions because we're very busy, they're very busy. Our schedules are kind of mixed matched with each other. But in the few interactions that I have had with him, he's been a super nice guy. I mean, a few years ago, I wasn't a huge fan, but I think for sure in the last couple of years, he's grown on me. And especially now that I've actually been able to speak to him in person, I think he's definitely a top guy. I
think a lot of people have that opinion of Max, and they maybe seen him over the last few years and maybe he's a bit misunderstood. Would you say that?
I think, yeah, it's always kind of, I think it might be something a little bit with like the way that he came in, skipped F2, went straight into F1, was super young as well. I think people kind of just assumed I was just like some hot-headed kid. But I mean, obviously there's a little bit of that with age and he's matured, but I think also just, he's just a tough racer. Like he just really wants to win and everything. And even when it doesn't look super possible for him to win, I think he's always looking for that. So I think people kind of misunderstood that bit.
I think that when someone comes in and is successful as well, people just generally hate that because someone being good is apparently a bad thing. It makes no sense. Have you heard much about the Gen 4 era in Formula E? Because a lot of the whispers around the paddock are that eventually soon we're going to hear more about Gen 4. There are pictures going around the teams that I know that aren't publicly available yet, but it's not far away. And it sounds very exciting from what I've heard. Yeah,
from what I've heard, it's sounding really exciting. I know pretty much nothing about the ins and outs or anything, but I've heard I know just about as much as anybody else does, whatever you've seen online, really. But yeah, I'm super excited to see where Formula E goes.
When it comes to the women's test, obviously it's a great thing to give opportunities to everybody. Do you feel that maybe it kind of needs a destination? Because the women's test happened last year, it then happens again this year. What's next? What comes of being involved in that women's test? Because for me, it feels like it needs somewhere, the next step for female drivers to go to.
I think with Formula E, it's a bit tough because Formula E is its own thing. There's no feeder series directly to Formula E itself. And, in series that are so competitive, they limit all the testing and everything basically with it. So it's not like in, F4 where you can just go and test whenever you please. And it's really difficult to find another car that behaves the same way as the Formula E car. So I think, it's just about seat time and kind of the lack of it in this style of car. But I think, like you said, it's only the second year of the women's test. So I think we're still a little ways off of having a competitive female in Formula E. but I do think it's definitely a possibility.
On the horizon. Finally, what's next for you? Because obviously Formula One Academy finishes soon. You've got your work with Mahindra, but what are you hoping to do next?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next. Yeah.
The way you say that is how all drivers tell me, and you've got an idea.
I have an idea of where I would like to be.
Okay.
It's always the same question of, do we have the budget? Yeah, I think at the moment, I don't really know.
Would that be, okay, you don't have to tell me, but would it be like single seater? Would it be a sports car?
I would most likely go back to sports cars. I've done a little bit. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Good air as well?
I would say it's I enjoyed it about as much as I did in doing open wheel racing.
Okay.
It's just a different style of racing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's kind of where my future is for the most part. Of course, I'd love to be still involved with the Formula E side of things and just get experience for hopefully a full-time seat in the future. But as of right now, you know, to keep myself in a seat, keep myself racing, probably looking more towards the sports car or endurance racing type of avenue. Well,
we look forward to seeing what happens. Best of luck this weekend. Well, this Friday, by the time this video is out. It'll have already happened, so you can find out what went down. But good luck with the final weekend in Formula One Academy, and we'll continue to watch your career, and hopefully we'll see you back here in the Formula E paddock.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, all the usual YouTube kind of stuff, and we'll be here all week bringing you behind-the-scenes content from Valencia.